Hi guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Bailey Unicorn Seville. These are essentially a basic startup guide on how to set up and operate the caravan. So starting off at the front, you have your black hitch head here with black lever, which you have to have pulled up like so. Then you wind the jockey wheel down onto the tow ball. That will make that black lever snap down. Push up that red ring and expose a little green part at the bottom, then you know it's secured on. You've got a gas strut handbrake here, so with these, do make sure that you click it all the way up, as otherwise it will just roll back slightly and you'll hear it individually click. You do have 13-pin electric as well, so if your car has 7-pin adaptation, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. If you are running 7-pin, you may lose a couple of functions such as ALCO ATC. 2 points either side, 2 points at the back. You have inserts for your legs. The caravan itself comes with a leg winder, or you can get yourself a 19mm drill bit and a power drill just to make it that bit quicker. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs. They are simply used for stabilisation. First level using the jockey wheel, then put down all 4 corner steadies. Now we're running with our test equipment today. So first up, you've got your gas bottle locker just here. You have 2 points for gas bottles just there. I'm using propane. I'd always recommend propane over butane as it doesn't freeze up. As you can see, I have a gas hose that is in date, connected on both the bottle and the regulator just here. They don't have to be ridiculously tight, but they have to be tight enough where it's not going to fall up. So hand tighten it as much as you can, then just nip it up using a spanner. Once both sides are firmly connected, twist the gas bottle in the positive direction and that will feed the gas through. Coming round to the other side. Start off first, got an neck roll here full of clean drinking water. And this is your water pump. So the water pump just slots in, then you can press that flap down to lock it into place. You have this plastic cap to go over the top of the act roll to make sure no nastiness gets in. Then at the bottom you can see you have your strainer. Your strainer is used to get clean water into the van, and it sucks it up. However, you have to make sure that it sits at the bottom of the barrel, as otherwise it will just gasp through air, leading to coughs and splutters and maybe even a potential airlock if you continue to abuse it. When it's locked down like that, as you can see, can't be removed, flick it up, you can pull it out nice and easy. Just next to it you have your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. You don't have to do anything with this, as long as it's clean it will operate. You then have your plug-in for your mains lead just here. It just plugs in nice and easy, and then you've got a cap on the top to lock it into place. You've got 2 inserts here for your wastewater. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can then empty out at the appropriate point on site. Then lastly, we have your toilet function just here. At the bottom, we have your cassette toilet. Now I'll show you how to know as an indication when the cassette is full and needs to be emptied later on in the video. But to remove it, press up on the orange handle, pull out just like so. As you may have just briefly saw there, you can also extend that out and up to essentially work as a carry-on suitcase almost. Twist that head to the side, open it up like so. Then you need to tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing the vent button. You can then open up that compartment there, feed in some fresh water afterwards. Shut that back up, a little bit of a shake, and again tilt the vent just so it doesn't smell horrible. As obviously this is where your waste goes into. Then on this cap here you have measurements in both imperial and metric. That is for your blue chemical. That goes into that cap, back onto there, head back to the side, push it in just like so, so that that orange handle even sits behind those white teeth, so then it can't be removed without pressing up the handle. Then on top you have your flush tank. Flush tank itself is for the flush function. and can hold about 12 litres. However, I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10 as you don't want to overfill it. You can also add a little bit of what's called paint chemical, which works as a bleach without being corrosive and makes it smell a bit nicer. All you do, feed it into there with a watering can. Simple enough. Now, you don't want to travel with either of these too full, so just up here, got a little bung to drain off any water inside that capacity. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before you leave with it. Then, underneath your right hand side seat, you have where your water pump comes in, just there, and leads to your boiler, just there. Now, the main thing to note is that yellow switch there. That is your drain valve. So when it's in the horizontal position as it is now, that is allowing the flow of water to come through. When you switch it up to the vertical position, that will drain off any water inside that system. So whenever you come off site, always give the caravan a drain off. November to March, keep it up permanently, as any water inside the pipes could freeze over and burst as well. We will keep it in the vertical position for you when you leave with it. Other bits to note, currently not got the carpets in right now. Underneath the fridge you have your trips and your fuses, all your trips in the upright position and all your fuses in the correct position just there. And then you have your point for your battery just here. Currently doesn't have a battery in, but that's where it goes. And just here we have your main control panel. So right at the top you can see the amount of volts that are currently coming into the caravan. When you're plugged into mains, that's going to be a representation of the amount of mains that's coming in, and when you're only got your battery on, that's going to tell you the amount of charge inside the battery. Main on and off switch just here. You've got your internal light on that one, and then this one here is your awning light. So just go outside and check. You can see a little bit hard to see with the sun. Awning light active. Other thing to note, water pump just here. Press it in, you'll see that light come on there, and then move the sofa out of the way. Open that up just there. You want to come over to your sinks, open up on both hot and cold, and what you're looking for is essentially a nice steady continuous stream. Now, it usually does help when you're actually plugged in, so just open up on both cold and hot, and you're looking for that nice steady continuous stream. If there's any coughs or splutters or anything like that, go outside and check that the strainer is in the correct position. Now, I'm currently on cold, as I currently don't have the heating set up. It's going to be a little bit less powerful just there. Move that out of the way, but you let that run for about 30 seconds, and then just go as well, check your other taps, make sure that that's running fine as well, and then also your shower as well, so that's all operating just fine. But just run the main tap for about 30 seconds and get that nice steady stream. And then just here we have your Alder heating. So this is for your heating and hot water. So this is your home screen just here. Press menu, it comes to this screen. So first up, you've got the thermometer inside the house. That is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. It goes up in 0.5. Whatever you set it to, the caravan will get to that temperature. Then it does take about an hour. And then you've got your water heat. So it's currently off. You can have it on mid, which gets the water temperature to about 40 degrees, or full, which will prioritise the water heat over the heating of the actual caravan for about 30 minutes, and then drop it back down to mid. Now that is ideal, as it gets it to around about 60 degrees, so it's great for a shower or something like that. Then you've got your energy sources at the bottom, so you can either run 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of mains. Strictly gas by pressing in that, or strict gas with 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. So you've got the choice of either gas mains or a mixture of both. Now do be aware that some sites do not have the capacity for 3 kilowatts, especially if there are multiple people trying to run this on site. Then press that button, you come to some additional settings. Not going to go through that, as that's something you can have a look inside your book packs for. We have set it to what we believe is the appropriate way. Go back to this though, just a quick summary. Internal temperature, water temperature, and your 2 energy sources. Then to turn it off, press that button there. Next up, we have your hob operation. So for the hob itself, everything works on gas, minus the electric plate. Electric plate, just spin it to whatever side. Everything else, press in with the gas, twist it to the side, press the igniter. This is what it looks like when they're all lit. As you can see, nice steady continuous streams with blue flames. Back to the central position for those. Then just, drop down, check the grill. So again, just click on that. There you go. And then lastly, your oven as well. A little bit awkward to do it with one hand. Oh, there we go. And there you can see oven nice and operating as well. Only other real thing to note, make sure that you travel with this glass sheet down, but don't put it down until all of these are cold to the touch. And also just make sure as well that you don't travel with your gas on. You can have your gas plugged in, just not on. Then here we have your fridge operation. So this allows you to choose your source. So you can either run mains, you can see when it's on, lights up. That battery symbol does not represent leisure battery, that represents when you're plugged in with 13-pin electric. So only have that on that position when you're actually using the car. And then lastly, you have gas at the bottom. Now for gas, you have to come over to first this, which is your temperature dial. The thicker the bar, the more power coming into the fridge, the quicker it's going to chill. And then you have a igniter here. Now for gas, what you have to do is press in both of these here. And then essentially that little symbol there will go over to the center. Now it's a little bit awkward for me to do with just 2 fingers, do it with my thumbs. But this is what it looks like when it's over in that position. So as you can see, now that I've done it, it takes about 20-30 seconds. It's firmly into the green. Now, when I switch over to mains now, it drops out immediately. So when you're pressing and holding these, push it up into the green and make sure it sits and stays there and doesn't drop back. So just hold it a little bit longer. Then lastly, we have your toilet operation, which you might say is bog simple. Got a button at the top, which is your flush button, press it in. And we'll push out any water inside the system. You can also hear here, that motor. That motor is what is pushing around any water inside the system. Then to empty it, press away on that handle, drops it into the cassette, slam it back shut so you can actually take it out. Then when it's full, there'll be a red icon come on underneath that part just there. That tells you go and empty your bog.